All right. First and foremost, I want to start off by saying, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Call Halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS, Great Millstone, who rule well and who taught me this truth. And shalom to you, sincere Akim, out there listening, learning, and pushing this truth. And shalom to the few sincere Akwath that are out there listening and learning as well. With that being said, I'm going to jump straight into this video. I don't want to be edifying. As usual, I'm going to go into Rakah Kodash. And man, beautiful Yapa times that we're living in. Beautiful times that we're living in. Beautiful times for the hopeful elect. Horrific times, as I always say, for the rest of you. You heathens, chiefly Esau, Edom, and you heathens that are confederate with him, and to 2/3 of our own people, 2/3 of Yasharallah, that are joined hand in hand with this devil. Horrific times are on the horizon for you. But for the elect, the hopeful elect, the sincere Akim and Akwath, beautiful times that we're living in. Our redemption truly is nigh. We're living in the times where we're seeing the downfall of our enemies. Okay? And that's chiefly what this video is about. You know, me and the brother talk about it all the time because we work amongst you heathens, you Edomites. We're we're in and out of people's homes, so-called well-off people, middle class, upper echelon. And we see you people are hurting, man. I always mention it. A lot of you are living a facade. You live paycheck to paycheck. Ends are meeting. The majority of you Babylonians are one calamity away from homelessness, man. You lose your job, you fall sick. Any little catastrophic event takes place, you're through. You're holding on by a thread. This place is holding on by a thread. As we always say, America, Babylon the Great, is CTD, is circling the drain. Okay? It's circling the drain. This place is through. It's on life support. And Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is about to pull the plug. Okay? Look around. Look around in your everyday goings. Pay attention. Open your eyes. These Edomites are hurting, man. These people are hurting. They're through. Alright? I'm going to come back to this video. I'm going to read a little bit of it. It's from the Epic Economist. But, we're in the South. I live in Florida. So I'm in the deep South. And I see a lot of Trump. I saw Trump for 2024. I see a lot of the, the flags in the house, in the front lawns, And you Edomites look defeated, man. He said, this kingdom is truly divided. And Sleezy E is about to tap out, man. He about to lose it. Chiefly over the Great White Hope being indicted, man. Hey, beautiful times that we're living in. This is mainly what sparked this lesson. I'm just looking at these Edomites' face, and they, like, Donald Trump is like the last hope, Beautiful times, man. But that's why we know also it's going to be sedition, man. Sedition in the streets. This place is completely divided. And we know what Yahweh Shai HaMashiach said. A kingdom divided against itself cannot stand. All right? And it surely shall come to an end. All right? Beautiful times that we're living in. Our redemption is nigh. Keep fighting, keep pushing. We're close. Look at these people. Look at their faces. They're ready to tap out. As the elder brother Yakal likes to say, this red Hebrew Edomite is through. His knees are wobbly. He's on the ropes. Knock this damn devil out. Knock him through the ropes. He's through. He's defeated. And how do we fight? By bringing out this word. We fight spiritually, not carnally. This word is destroying this kingdom. It's sealing the elect. Hey, the word of the Lord does not go out void. It shall accomplish that which he pleaseth. What does Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai please? He pleases to bring this kingdom to an end. And this word is doing that. It's sealing the elect. This gospel is going out, then the end shall come. All right? So again, that Donald Trump indictment is what really sparked it. Looking at these damn heathens' faces, they're defeated. But also, I had saw this popped up in my news feed the other day, and beautiful, beautiful times that we're living in. All right, you know, me and the brother Zakaria always talk about it because, like, again, we go into these, you know, middle class $1 million homes. Sometimes we're going into, you know, upper level Edomites, and a lot of them are fucking renting. They're leasing it. They got nice cars, BMWs and Mercedes and all types of trucks, but they don't own anything. They're leasing. You know, they're leasing the fucking cars. They're renting out the houses. You know, a lot of them are living off their credit cards. You know, they're ladening themselves with thick clay. I bought you. This place is through. They're one calamity away from fucking tapping out. You know, that's why we know all hell is about to break loose. All right? Mass layoffs, you know, more layoffs, you know, more inflation, you know, beautiful times. So let's read a little bit of this, and then I'll hit the scriptures and I'll close out. I'm going to just bring out 2 scriptures that are, you know, beautiful scriptures that for the times that we're living in. Yapah times for the hopeful elect. Again, off of the Epic Economist. You can see the thumbnail that says, "Be ready for the evictions." And this is not the first video. He's done multiple videos like this. But it says, from one day ago, it says, middle-class families can no longer afford rent as prices hit astronomical levels. All right? It says, let's read a little bit of this. A decent, safe, and affordable home is something all Americans need to thrive. Salakia. For decades, low-income families have struggled to have access to affordable rental homes, but now this is a huge problem for the middle class too, because they're eroding the middle class. In this new world order, there's only going to be 2 classes, the haves and the have-nots, okay? They are completely eroding what's left of the middle class. It says, for decades, low-income families have struggled to have access to affordable rental homes, but now this is a huge problem for the middle class too. Millions of middle-income earners can't afford rent in major U.S. cities due to steep rise in prices recorded since the pandemic. And again, you think a lot of these people own their homes, and they don't. They're actually renting, you know, and their cars, their vehicles. A lot of these Babylonians own nothing, just living off of nothing but debt, you know. I bought you thick clay. So it says, millions of middle-class income earners can't afford rent in major U.S. cities due to steep rise in prices recorded since the pandemic. Without significant pay raises, because everything is going up but your pay, you know. It says, without significant pay raises or government assistance, a lot of these government programs are ending. A lot of people are getting kicked off of these different government assistance programs, you know. Evil times we're living in. Without significant pay raises or government assistance, these middle-class households are being shut out from typical middle-class neighborhoods. And this is triggering a chain reaction that leads to systemic poverty and lingering inequality. Yeah, the gap between the rich and the poor is widening more and more. What they call them, the so-called 1%, they're gobbling up all the wealth and squeezing everybody else out. Order out of chaos, problem, reaction, solution. Hegelian dialect, pressure from above, pressure from below. In other words, housing costs are squeezing the life out of middle-class Americans. You see that? They about to tap out. Their last hope was Donald Trump, you know? And he's being indicted. So they about to just snap. They taking our guns, you know? They're taking our jobs, you know? They're through. Esau's about to lash out and resort to all he knows is what? The sword. That's his blessing. You know? Them red blood Americans, y'all work around them. Y'all go to their homes, man. Gun-toting, you know? Red blood Americans. And they ready to die for their country, you know? The typical home. Hey, you heard Trump, he was talking about protesting and shit. He told you, what, last week, a week before last, that this was going to happen? You know, that's the times that we're living in. Sedition. The typical home now costs about $80,000 more than it did just 2 years ago. And the average rent in the U.S. is over $1,000 more expensive than in 2020. Rents are climbing an average of 3.5% annually, the study found, while middle-class renters' incomes have declined 9% over the past decade. In most metropolitan areas across the country, the American middle class has been spending far more on housing than they can afford, researchers found. The study highlights that 21.2% of middle-class homeowners and 46.3% of middle-class renters in the United States are either moderately or severely burdened by housing costs, defined as spending more than 30% or more than 50% of their income on housing, respectively. Ultimately, and this been going on with Jake, because Jake been struggling. But as I'm going to bring out Deuteronomy 30, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is putting all these curses upon them that hate us. And what did Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai say? One people shall be stronger than the other. Yasharallah, Jake, we're stronger. Esau's weak, man. He's weak mentally and physically. So they gonna lose it. You know? They gonna shoot shit up, as you see they've been shooting shit up. You know? They gonna be riding down in their damn pickup trucks, blaring, "We're not gonna take it." You know? Oh man, beautiful times. That's the point. You can watch the whole video. You get the idea, you know? And again, I just be looking at their faces, man. These Edomites are through. They're through. They don't know what to do with themselves, you know? So anyway, let me close out here. 2 scriptures I'll close out. I don't want to write this. It was edifying and exhorting. Again, keep fighting, man. Keep pushing. We're close, man. Victory is nigh. You can taste it. This place is through. Baruch 4:28. For as it was in your mind to go astray from Yahweh, so being returned, seek him 10 times more. We got to be on fire for Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. We got to be on fire for this truth. You know? Faith plus works. Faith without works is dead. You know? I show you my faith by my works. You know? And that's what we do. We rebuke, we exhort one another to continue in the faith. Keep pushing. We're close. For as it was in your mind to go astray from Yahweh, so being returned, seek him 10 times more. For he that brought these plagues, this is the main point, for he that brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy with your salvation. Our salvation is nigh. Our redemption is nigh. Victory is nigh. Take a good heart, O Jerusalem, and we're people before a place. And we're scattered, you know. And wherever we are, we can see that our oppressors are miserable. They're on the decline. There's about to be a changing of the guard. So it says, take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort thee. And right now we're being comforted through the word. We're seeing that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is not a man that he shall lie. He's faithful and true. His word is bond. Everything he said is coming to pass. Though it tarry, wait for it. It shall not tarry. It shall surely come. The prophecies are screaming. It says, take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort thee. This is the main point. Miserable. These people are miserable. Miserable are they that afflicted thee and rejoiced at thy fall. Hey, now they trying to be buddy with Jake, you know? now that they're drinking the same cup we had to drink. Now they're feeling some of the plight we had to go through, you know? The hard time Jake always been going through. Esau catching hell now. Now he want to be a friend, you know? Now he's trying to seek to please the poor, you know? Now that he can relate. But yeah, hey, remember what it says in Ecclesiasticus? Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Fuck these devils. They through. They're on their way out. Jake is on their way in. You know, Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. It says, miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoiced at thy fall. Yeah, now they're working the same minuscule job that we've been working for, slaving on. Now they catching hell. Now they being oppressed, not getting the fair shake. Now they want to, now they want to be your best friend, It says, miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoiced at thy fall. Miserable are the cities which thy children served. Because we built up all these kingdoms. Miserable is she that received thy sons. For as she rejoiced at thy ruin, and was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation. That's the point. This place is through. Babylon is fallen. So I'm going to close out here. Deuteronomy 30, the main point is in 7, I believe. Yeah, the main point is in 7, but I'm going to start at 1. Deuteronomy 30 and 1. And it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse, which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind. Deuteronomy 28. These curses, they were upon us for a sign and a wonder, for us to consider, and repent and seek the Lord, And it shall come to pass when all these, they had to come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed. And it shall come to pass when all these things shall come upon thee, the blessing and the curse, which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whither the Lord Yahweh thy power hath driven thee, because we're a people before a curse, right? And wherever we are, we're at the bottom. We're a proverb and a byword, we're a reproach and a curse, But guess what? This is a global thing. This is a global collapse, All around the world, the people are mourning because they're tired of being oppressed, because the wicked is ruling, and the people are mourning. It says, and shall return unto the Lord Yahweh thy power. The remnant is returning, the elect, the hopeful elect, and shall return unto the Lord Yahweh thy power, and shall obey his voice, according to all that I command thee. We're rehearsing the righteous acts. We're putting on as the elect. We're trying to offend as least as possible, We're remembering ourselves, We're putting off that old man and that old woman. We're becoming new creatures in Yahushua HaMashiach. And shall return unto the Lord Yahweh thy power, and shall obey his voice, according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that then the Lord Yahweh thy power will turn thy captivity and have compassion on thee. And that's what he's doing. Yahweh Shem Yahushai, he hears our cries. Our prayers are not falling on deaf ears. That then the Lord Yahweh thy power will turn thy captivity and have compassion on thee, and will return and gather thee from all nations. That's what we're waiting on. For Yahweh Shem Yahushai to gather his elect. It says, and will return and gather thee from all the nations whither the Lord Yahweh thy power hath scattered thee. If any of thine be driven out unto the outmost, if any of thine be driven out unto the outmost parts of heaven, from thence will the Lord Yahweh thy power gather thee, and from thence will he fetch thee, and the Lord Yahweh thy power will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, the land of Jerusalem, Israel, Canaan, the land of Palestine. That's our land, right? But first, before we go into that land, it's going to be refreshed. What's going to refresh that land? Thermonuclear destruction. And the Lord Yahweh thy power will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it, and he will do good to thee, and multiply thee above thy fathers. It says, and the Lord Yahweh thy power will circumcise thine heart. Hey, that's the new covenant. We're going to get the Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is going to take away the stony heart and give us the fleshy heart. We're going to become immortal, We're going to be programmed to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments. We're not going to go off anymore. We're not going to die. We're going to be perfect like Yahushua HaMashiach. That's what we're waiting on, to be changed. That day is quickly approaching. And the Lord Yahweh thy power, this mortal shall put on immortality. Hey, the saints of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever and ever. But we're waiting on Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai to rise up to the prey. And the Lord Yahweh thy power will circumcise thine heart and the heart of thy seed, because the elect, they're gonna, Salakia, 2/3 of Yasharallah, they're gonna come back in the kingdom through the loins of the elect, right? And they're gonna be in their right mind. But first, they're gonna have to go through death by pain on this side, right? Because they refuse to repent. But at the end of the day, all of Israel is gonna be saved. And the Lord Yahweh thy power will circumcise thine heart and the heart of thy seed to love, because it's about the lineage, the seed of Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the seed. You know, you got to be of the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And the Lord Yahweh thy power will circumcise thine heart and the heart of thy seed to the Lord, to love the Lord Yahweh thy power with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live. That's the main point. And the Lord Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. And that's the point. That's why they're miserable. Because we're in the point where Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is putting these curses upon all them that hate us. They're through. Sleezy E is about to tap out, man. He's through. Beautiful times, man. Beautiful times. Keep pushing. Keep fighting. We're close. Shalom. Wa abad babal. Kwam Yasharallah.